Hey everyone, this is Liz with the Jones Group. I am delighted to have with me today. This is Andrea Shoup from Shoup Legal. Andrea, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
So, as I understand it, your firm handles wills, trust, probates, things like that. And you've been in the Temecula area for some time.
That's correct. Yep. About 10 years that we've been doing this here in Marietta.
That's awesome. Well, we were having lunch or coffee or something a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about a big faux pas, almost like a public service announcement that we need to make. And I see it quite often when I'm checking into title. And it has to do with when one individual is on title. And even though there are two individuals in the household, and how ultimately that can end up in a big surprise. Would you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, that's exactly right. If only so, we a lot of times see this with a married couple. Say we have husband and wife, but maybe one of them doesn't have as great of credit, and so they're the only ones on the loan, or maybe the property was purchased right before marriage, or maybe there is a refinance, but for whatever reason, only one of them's on title. Unfortunately, if that person passes away, even during the marriage, that property doesn't automatically go to their spouse. So the first thing they have to do is one, go through probate court, which that's awful just in and of itself. I've spent, nearly 17 years in court. Nothing good happens in court. And so not only do they have to go through that process, but that surviving spouse doesn't get all of the house. A lot of times they only get a third of the house, sometimes half the house. I just had a situation where a lady had to sell her house just to pay, basically it was husband's estranged sister, several tens of thousands of dollars.
So
Because
yeah,
of the
I think the
situation.
misnomer is that everybody believes that when you're married, that when your spouse dies, that the house just automatically goes to the other spouse. But what you're talking about is when there is a title that only reflects one of the two parties that are on there, then that is not the case. The courts will seek out the surviving beneficiaries or the husband's side or the wife's side, whoever passed away. And then the remaining half will belong to the person who's lived in that for umpteen years and paying the bills.
Exactly.
And then the courts get a chunk of that and the attorneys, thank you. But
Right.
that's
It's
a
true.
big surprise.
It is a very big surprise. And sometimes it's a very devastating surprise. So when we were talking, that's why I said, the public service announcement, if you are in this situation, you need to make sure you get this fixed. You got to get this changed.
And there's a workaround. I believe we talked about that. Let's say we close escrow and we had one title. Just after closing, you can record the other party in your household on title, and that could help prevent this problem in a married couple situation.
Absolutely. That is one workaround. Obviously, from my perspective, have it in a trust. That's the way to avoid court. But, that's
Yes,
because I'm in I want to make sure families avoid that court process.
this is awesome. This is awesome. Let's say somebody wants to either visit you, get all that settled correctly, or maybe even create a trust, or maybe they're going through probate right now and they need to figure it out because that is not pretty. I have one going on right now. What is the best way for them to reach you?
The best way is through our website. It's shouplegal.com. So Shoup is SHOUP. It's like soup with an H in it. So Shoup Legal, or they can call our office. It's 951-445-4114.
I love it. This is really valuable information. I know that everyone listening is going to really think twice, probably go and check their title. I know I will.
Yes.
Anyway, Andrea, thank you so much for being available for us and for sharing this with our audience.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Take
Take
care.
care, everyone.